Hello, everybody, and welcome to Living by the Law, the podcast discussing fictional worlds and how wondrous and ridiculous they are. My name is Guy, and I'm joined by my co-host Jude. Welcome back, Lancers, to this lecture series on the history of Union. Today, we're going to be covering off the end of Seccom with the Hercyian Crisis and the establishment of Thirdcom and the Utopian Pillars. What's that? Deimos. Paracasual studies. That's all hogwash, don't you know? Isn't it? Warning. This episode contains spoilers for the LANCER RPG Core Setting Rulebook. Whatever that means.
You know, the more that this podcast... No. Nothing to this podcast, actually.
It's nothing to do with this podcast.
That I... This is going to sound really dicky.
No,
but
I'm into it.
the more that I become important
Yes.
at a corporation
Yes.
that I work at,
Yes.
and the more that I become senior
Mm-hmm.
and further up the ladder
Mm-hmm.
of corporate Australia,
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes,
let's
yes.
say that, because I don't want to narrow it down.
He's
where I
climbing.
work.
He's climbing the ladder.
But the more that I grow, but this podcast doesn't. The podcast is growing, but it doesn't grow in a maturity level,
No.
and it's always the silly, goofy, fun thing.
Oh, we've been doing the same shit for 5 years.
Yeah. It brings a certain level of panic to me that I cannot describe as anything other than a exciting rush of adrenaline sometimes, where I can feel myself starting a joke and having a flash in my mind of all of these people that could so easily listen to the podcast. People that work for me, people that work for people that work for me, and go, yep, cool, I'm going to commit. Because there's just the excitement of going, and even because the ones that are the most scary are when we have funny moments that become reels.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's not just reliant on someone that works either for or around me to find the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It can just randomly come up in their fucking scrolling through Instagram.
I get my own. I've mentioned the Tekken short in casual conversation, and people go, "That was you." I'm like, "It's my fucking face." Yeah, I think it's me.
Yeah. Dude, it fucks with me sometimes because it's just but with all of that knowledge and then thinking about people, like even someone recently at work who, you sly bastard, you told them about the podcast and they were
I
then
was
talking
talking
to
to them
me
about
more.
books, and it happened to be that I was, because they were like, "Have you read this?" And I'm like, "No, but talk to me about it because I know a lot about it." They're like, "How?" I'm like, I might have sat down for 3 hours and listened to someone talk about the entire history of the books and stuff.
But it's that thing of like, and that person, for example, then when they bumped into me later in the day, they were like, "I had no idea you were such a massive nerd." And I'm like, me, who internally being a fucking gigantic nerd is such a big part of my life, but that's not the reality of me to other people.
That's not the
see me in the
persona.
professional sense. So it's just that weird thing that's going through my mind whenever I'm like about to say, haha, penis, or whatever goofy shit we fucking spout on this
Every
podcast.
time I'm about to say penis, my entire workforce who could see me saying it flashes through my head.
Well, yeah!
You're very corpo-pilled, and I adore it, because I am also in that mindset of, like, every time someone's like... Because the way that conversation actually started was that person said to me, in the area that we work at, a lot of people have creative side hustles, and they went, "Oh, everyone's got a side hustle. What's yours?" And I went, "Oh, no. I'm the least artsy person. I'm coming here from a background of doing software dev. Like, I'm." And they're like, "No, like, surely you've got something. Like, what do you do on the weekends?" And I'm like, "All right, I'll fucking talk about it." Because these days, it's like, it's a respect. It's like, it's one of those weird things where it's like, we are successful on the scale of all podcasts ever. I know a lot of podcasts that are doing a lot worse than us. I see podcasts that, like, their reels are good and I like watching them, and then they're just not I'm like, oh, we actually have more subs than them and more views, and that's a weird thing.
So because of you patrons,
because of you guys,
because you guys,
because of you guys, the patrons are the only ones that stay. No, we have a captive audience. But speaking of a captive audience, speaking of patrons, thank you to Ash again for this wonderful suggestion of a world, because we're on episode number 2 about Lancer.
And if you want to make us research a random thing that neither of us have ever heard before that ends up being an absolute banger because it's actually secretly really cool and we have to do that research and discover it for ourselves, you can join our Patreon at livingbythelaw/Patreon/livingbythelaw. No,
it's in there somewhere. Just put the fucking words in the URL. It'll get there.
No, we are livingbythelaw.com/Patreon, right?
I'm going to make a website, livingbythelaw.com/Patreon/livingbythelaw.
Yeah.
We've got to make sure that it really circles. And if you put any other slash of any other user in there, it redirects you to their Patreon page.
Yeah, totally.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. It'll be easy enough.
You should make a website for us.
No.
You should make a website.
We have 2 web devs. We have 2 people who do development and software on the team.
Yeah.
And AI exists now. I have a URL that is registered, not Living by the Law, but a different one that could host the website. I have a NUC at home that can run a server. I have hosting things that I've used before. It's been 6 years, man. We haven't done it.
All right, that's your next job.
Okay.
Tell me more about
Lancer.
Lancer.
We do have a better editor now, so hopefully you're seeing the videos. Yay. Speaking of editors, someone needs to cut me the fuck off. Lancer, editor, help me out here. Sam, save me. God help me. Lancer. What is Lancer? We're going to recap very quickly. Lancer is a tabletop RPG, specifically a grid-based tactical mech combat game developed and published by Massive Press in 2020, written by Tom Parkinson Morgan and Miguel Lopez. To recap exactly where we're at, we are last time talked about humanity killed itself.
Yes. It's thermonuclear, apocalypse, climate
but
stuff.
But before they did, they sent out the 10. 10 ships.
And they were all named after things to do with astronauts and NASA. We had Armstrong and Apollo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think there were some other ones. Because
I think so.
There's other themes. There's a lot of themes in this which are based around... There's a mech called Blackbeard, and it's like horse shit that in the year 5000 we're still talking about this fuck-ass pirate.
I feel like Blackbeard's more likely than Neil Armstrong at that point.
That's a really good point.
You know what I mean?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. Anyway, we sent out those 10. We exploded ourselves, crawled back out of the ash, fought for another 153 years, fought for 100 years, found the ancestors' notes, fought over them for another 53 years, made peace, sent ships out into the void, and then had to live with the guilt of realizing everyone was dead, but also not really, because there are more people out there. Yay! Woo! We formed Union, expanded, got mad at some of the people that we found out there, who are the Ornic, who came from the Armstrong. There's the Apollo, the Apollo was the first one, which made the Ornic. The Armstrong made the Caracas trade barons, although Caracas organization, the planet Caracas
the
is
hoity-toity ones.
Hoity-toity's Apollo. That's
Caracas. Caracas? I thought they were Caracas.
Caracas.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm gonna go fucking crazy. Did I fuck up the order? Let's hope not. I'm going to continue. Caracas. Let me check the first script real fast. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I promise. I'm almost there. Caracas was seated by the Armstrong created the Orn. So the Apollo made the Caracas.
Yeah, Apollo Caracas, yeah. Hoity-toity aristocrats, yeah.
Apologies.
That's right.
Done giggity goofed.
That's right. It was the right kind of goof. If it was a goof last episode, then we're real fucked.
Then I would have been cooked. But that's fine. Union form, we found everyone, we shot some rocks at people and replaced
Those rocks are still coming, by the way.
The rocks are still coming. 4,000 years later, the rocks are still coming. Replaced our entire government, or the committee of the Union, with a more extremist group who believed that we are in fact the supreme race because the fire has passed over us and we have survived and proven ourselves worthy. And then at the very end, we also mentioned a moon went missing. However, today we're going to be covering that and a lot more. This episode, we've got a computer god. We've got some deals. We've got machines that are thinking in fancy ways. Actual alien life being found. And what humanity did when we found actual alien life.
Ah.
It's got nothing to do with rocks. We did not use rocks.
But we made the mechs.
Don't talk. I mean,
Pacific Rim.
In line with Pacific Rim, we also have to talk about a mech designed for riot control that caused PTSD in their pilots. Very cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Before that, quick thanks to sources. Lancer Core Rulebook, very good. Back of the love it when a rulebook's got a nice dense appendix at the end talking about all the history and timeline and faction. As well as the wiki, which I will thank the guys there, I Love Bees and Pickle is a Fruit, and also, of course, Ash for suggesting this episode. Excellent suggestion.
Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Ash. To return, we now return to Mars, to the Oracle Chorus.
Ah, yes, those guys that just said, who's watching the moon?
The 5 voices. So the Oracle Chorus and the 5 voices, the 5 voices of the Oracle Chorus are the core of the group GalSim, Galaxy Simulation, because the 5 voices are able to very accurately predict and model the universe to the point that they are able to just know what's going on, down to economics and social tensions even.
Hell yeah.
Which I actually realized what I was talking about last episode I didn't fully clarify. I mentioned that they have these minds that aren't able to conceptualize themselves. The idea of that essentially is that they can run objective simulations because they don't have a sense of self or consciousnness. It's not a person thinking it through. It's a machine that's literally going beep, boop, beep, boop, like input, output, input, output, input, output. So 5 ancient machine intelligences underneath Mars running predictions for the Central Committee, who have been Central Committee has been taking their advice and presenting it as their own for the better part of around 1,000 years. The off-book research team managing them, GalSim, has been on lifetime postings in a crater in Mars. You go in, you never come out because it's a secret. You can't talk about the secret robots.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about robots. No.
You know what really fucked me the other day?
What fucked you the other day?
Fucked
you up the other day?
I'm not proud of it, but I was in the midst of rewatching How I Met Your Mother because it's been a few years since I watched that show.
Incredible series.
Great series. Season 8 was simultaneously way better and slightly worse than I remember it being.
Series
anyway,
8, man.
Series 9. The last
How many
season.
episodes per season?
Like 20 something.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big series.
Nice.
Anyway, but Lin-Manuel Miranda was just in an episode randomly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why? Who put him there?
Just cause.
Who let him in?
Yeah, just randomly. He was just there as this like really sleazy looking guy on a bus, and he just raps a bar randomly and then disappears.
Incredible. I love people showing up for like 2 seconds at a thing and you're like, I know you.
Yep.
I know you.
Yep.
Because we're also watching What We Do in the Shadows right now, me and my partner. And therefore there's a bunch of people in that who it's like, I know you from somewhere. But it's funny because half of them are from things that I've seen later.
Yeah.
And half of them are from things that I've seen before. For example, that came out before that.
Yeah.
For example, IT Crowd.
Yeah.
Because the wanker boss is one of the main vampires.
Yeah.
Which is very good. Anyway, talking about these robots in space now.
Yes, robots in space.
In the year 2998 U, being Union calendar, so 2998 years since Union was formed, GalSim initiated a forecast iteration, essentially a simulation that iterates on the last one. It's just the next, what's the next step in the simulation? What are we having next? 5 voices do this consistently. It's modeling the galaxy, predicting outcomes. It's their literal fucking job. Simple, easy breezy cover girl. This one, however, had a interesting outcome. During the course of the forecast, one of the 5 voices had a prediction manifest that was not normal insofar as it was a 6th presence in amongst these 5 beings.
Okay. Yeah.
A sort of glitch in the world, a glitch in the universe.
Okay.
This thing would later be referred to as Monist 1. Monist 1.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Monist?
Nope.
As a concept? Interesting. Don't worry about it. The 5 voices, when asked about Monist 1, will say that they had no part in creating it. Their explanation is that it spoke itself into existence. Because for the forecast that they were creating to remain accurate, and the 5 voices forecasts are always accurate, enough. Some of them are slightly off, but, not to a degree that matters. Extremely accurate broadly.
He ended up wearing a blue tie instead of a red tie. It was wedding,
Come on. The 5 voices are always accurate. The presence of Monist 1 in a parallel simulation necessitated that it existed in our world. When they are simulating something to such an incredibly large degree of accuracy, it's basically the same as it existing. Essentially, they hallucinated something into existence. It's kind of circular in like, well, it existed in the forecast, so it must exist in the real world, so it kind of appears in the real world. They white girl manifested into existence.
That's fantastic. Orc belief.
Yeah, very 40k, right?
Yeah.
Like belief creates it. There is an interesting field of study that I went a little bit crazy during the research of this episode, looking into what I thought the answer was. It doesn't quite track, but it's a really good metaphor. But we'll get there. Because obviously this glitch is questionable in the fact that it created something. You can see why there's a big issue with these guys now. But for the time being, Galsim and the people involved don't want to talk about anything because it's not that big of a problem currently. Essentially, it seems to, when it first manifested, just been a part of the simulation, and they've looked at the reports and gone, what the fuck is that? The way that it's manifested physically, I'm uncertain exactly. A lot of videos and things that deal with this, like I watched a thing that specifically had it as just like a PNG cube of like matrix text, like the green falling numbers and stuff. And it's just like, okay, I don't know if that's what it was, but something akin to that. The way that I believe it kind of manifested is it will have just, each of the 5 voices are an AI. They are hardware, they are software. It's existing somewhere on that same server rack in my head. I'm a software dev, so that's kind of my
It makes sense.
It makes sense to me. Monist 1 is retroactively later on classified as the first non-human person, or NHP, which becomes a concept for later. We'll get into what that means shortly. But for now, Galsim's white girl manifested something it could not explain, could not contain, and could not tell anyone about.
Hell yeah.
Because how the fuck do you explain this?
Yeah. What do you do?
Where do you start? Okay, we have 5 hyper-intelligent AIs that are able to model the galaxy, and they might have hallucinated something into existence. Yeah. We don't know how it happened, though.
That's pretty good.
As time passes on, there's about 2 years before anything too bad happens. So, the scientists at Galsim are kind of checking out what the fuck is going on with this thing, trying to figure it out. And 2 years later, as the main body of Monist 1, or the presence of Monist 1, I tried to dig into what they did and how they moved it. It seems like they kind of just moved the server rack to the moon. They took it to Deimos, one of Mars's 2 moons, for study. For 2 years, all was well, although in the background, Monist 1 began spreading through the facility's electronics, one connection at a time, that sneaky little fuck.
Sneaky bastard.
By the year 3000 U, it controlled or was able to use all of Deimos's technological infrastructure, and then, in a unprecedented move, it took the moon. Took the moon.
It took it.
Is gone. The moon vanished.
Oh. Okay.
How did it do that?
How did it do that?
The entire physical moon, population and all, shifted through what would shortly afterwards be identified as blink space to an unknown destination. Deimos was fucking gone. This would later be known as the Deimos event, which triggered a lot of confusion, but also down the line brought about what was called Paracasual studies, which is this galaxy's version of, let's go through them. 40K's got like the void and like the warp and that sort of stuff. Warframe's got its like void and the visitors, the other side, all that stuff. It's this galaxy's version of like big quotes space magic.
Yeah, gotcha. Astral Sea vibes.
Correct. In terms of like, it's the thing that allows shit to happen that shouldn't otherwise be able to happen. Because everything up until this point, technically mostly possible. Like some of it involves technological leaps, but none of them are like insane to what we would have.
Something that, while it's unrealistic, is measurable and could make sense from our current understanding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This, not so much. 2 years after this, I am going to get more into an explanation of what's actually happening. I'm just going to get past this little bit of the timeline because it's like 4 years.
Yep.
2 years after this, so 3002U, Monist 1, who now referred to itself as Ra, came back. It reappeared. The moon of Deimos reappeared.
Fuck yeah.
He brought it back. Ra began interfering with Union's technological infrastructure. Advanced systems across the Sol system started behaving erratically. This period is recorded as the Siege of Mars.
Oh no, poor Mars.
Union military, already coming back from the Karakan invasion, scrambled to respond to something that they just didn't know how to fight because it had taken all of their bullshit. They couldn't fight it, so they had to negotiate with it. Thankfully, it's a very good negotiator.
Mm-hmm.
In 3002U, the first contact accords were signed. The terms, as best as anyone outside of the negotiating room understands them, broad speaking, is the Union agreed to halt all research into what is called thantologic science, essentially the study of death, immortality, and resurrection. Essentially, don't do that.
Yeah.
No looking to try and make yourself immortal. No resurrecting. The second term was, don't come looking for me.
Yeah, look.
Do not try and find my physical form. You can't find me. I'm somewhere in blink space. Don't come looking for me.
Do not come.
Them's the two rules.
Do not come.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Shut the fuck. Humanity agreed, and in return, Ra stopped its siege and took the moon again. Fucked off again with the moon.
Okay.
None of the people that were manning the Deimos, none of the people that were manning the Galsim facility on Deimos ever came back.
No.
There were a couple thousand people stationed on it a couple years ago when it vanished.
Yeah.
What happened to them? Yeah. Who knows?
Just be completely clear, this is a moon of Mars, right?
Yes.
Not our moon. Yeah,
yes,
cool.
Deimos.
Yeah.
So Deimos is one of the two moons of Mars.
Yeah, sweet.
It was really funny as well because the way that Cradle and the Union are initially described, it talks about it having complete control over the solar system, and it goes Mars and Venus and Mercury and Io and Ganymede and it's like naming them like all in a full sentence together, and I was like, am I going fucking crazy? I know those names. What the fuck? Like, what is Ganymede? Like, where is this thing? And I'm going through like different things trying to find. I should have just Googled it in retrospect.
No comment.
They're moons. They're all just fucking, but they're all capitals in the same sentence, and it's like these tiny little moons.
Yeah.
Deimos is 6.2 kilometers across.
That's so cute.
He's tiny.
That's so cute. Little town,
right?
Oh my god! Imagine me. How, from like a human perception, imagine I can run 12 kilometers.
Nice.
Not saying I'd be like thrilled about it and I'd hate myself by the end of it, but
you
point being,
you can do a loop.
I could do a whole loop. How weird of an experience would that be? You know what I mean? How like perception breaking would that be?
6.23 times 2 9 pi. It's actually further than that. It's like 27 kilometers to go loop. I was doing the maths in my head, sorry.
Look, once again, I wouldn't be thrilled about it, and it would absolutely fuck me.
I could give it a go.
But I could do 27k.
I could do a quick run.
Not at a quick run. I'd be like crawling pace most of the way. But that's crazy to picture running around. Anyway.
It's a little moon. It's a little baby.
It's wild, yeah.
As part of the accord, as part of the accords, and also as part of the... sorry. I've written this sentence terribly, so I'm just going to go off book. During the Siege of Mars, one of the things that started happening was a group of robots called, not homunculi, that's not the term, man. Not companions, not compcons, not bicameral minds, NHPs. Come on, man, it's in here. I'm looking at the guidebook because I know that it's somewhere, but it doesn't have its own heading. Robots, TLDR, the subservient robots who were able to do their own thing but didn't have strict programming insofar as having like a real mind.
Right.
Very much like, worker robots.
Yeah.
Started acting outside of their programmed parameters during the Siege of Mars. This is one of the ways that the assault was done, was that these robots randomly just started doing stuff. I'm conjuring the memory. A worker robot in a market dumped all of the things it was carrying and immediately sprinted away and just started like punching people it was running past, just like full chaos. Like
that sounds like a thing that happens in Futurama, but yeah.
Yeah, extremely. But all of these things started acting quite strangely. The point that I'm getting to is that as part of the Accords, the anomalous machines that were left behind in the Deimos facilities were formally recognized. The concept of non-human persons was defined and applied to them, and they had to develop a process called shackling to ensure that they wouldn't go a little crazy because of what I'm going to get into next. The entities that emerged from the Deimos event were the first NHPs, non-human persons, fully sentient minds. So these beings went from random little robots to relatively sentient, able to conceive of themselves as a consciousness, as a person, as a loosely talking, a non-human person.
Interesting.
The term AI was retired at this point because that's not artificial. That's a thing that's thinking.
Yeah.
They are also, left to their own devices, really fucking dangerous because NHPs don't experience time and causality the way that humans do. The shackling process, described in law as hard-coded social conditioning, exists to address this. It forces the NHP to maintain a human frame of reference, to operate within the same rules of reality everyone else exists in, because without it, the behavior becomes unpredictable in ways that are difficult to model or contain.
Yep.
This is because NHPs don't run on conventional hardware. They run on the same thing that later on it was discovered the voices ran on, as well as very likely some form of would explain Ra and Deimos 1. Yeah. Not Deimos 1. Modem 1. Whatever the fuck.
Modus 1, wasn't it?
Modus.
Monist.
Monist 1. Monist 1, all these different creatures all ran on. Okay. Folded blink space substrate.
Okay.
Essentially, computer hardware that exists within blink space. It doesn't exist in our standard material plane. It exists on this other weird realm that we've found.
Okay. Sure.
Cool?
Yeah, okay. I've hit the point where I just have to go, okay, and accept
Absolutely. Well, problem, I'm about to get into a real random thing. But before that...
Hey, it can't be any worse than the little girl on the moon with the teddy bears, all I'm saying.
That's entirely fair. Honestly, I do have a very based explanation for all of this. In the present setting, though, the two groups of NHPs exist. One of the NHPs are people, non-human persons who work for Cradle and for the people around them.
Yep.
These are all shackled so that they remain not going too crazy. It keeps them within normal logic, normal planning, normal everything else. There is another group, though, in the present setting, so not necessarily... Well, it is at this time that they appear, but they're not as prevalent as they are in the modern setting, which is a group called Horus. Horus is one of the major manufacturers of the setting. I mentioned earlier there was the North Star group who were also one of the major manufacturers. They were the first people to have near-light travel. Horus is another one of the major manufacturers in the setting. However, they have no headquarters, no known leadership, and it distributes unregulated schematics and paracausal technology through anonymous cells in Union space. They open source designs and things like that.
Nice.
It's very like anonymous hacker group type bullshit.
Okay.
Except they're distributing crazy shit. Like the most fucked up mechs and technology you can figure out. I also will say, I said here unregulated. That's not true. Horus does actually distribute licenses. It just doesn't distribute them formally. You just might wake up one day and have a Horus license, and then you can get things like the Black Witch or the Reaper, which actually Reaper might not be one, but shit like that, which are like these insane mechs with bug bodies and stuff. Oh god, I need some more examples. So some examples of Horus things are what I am about to spin towards you now as an example. So what are we looking at, Jude?
Horus Goblin.
The Goblin. The Goblin is a mech which is a small...
guy. gobbling on these nuts.
Fuck you, man. Speaking of jokes that'll never die, Jesus Christ. The Goblin is unique in that it's a half-size mech. Its unique ability is that it's able to essentially graft itself onto another mech and absorb into it like a blister, and it still gets to take some actions, but it also essentially donates its stats to another mech, which is really cool.
That's really sick.
How does it work? Who fucking knows? They're still trying to figure it out, despite the fact that that's one of the original Horus mechs that they found. There's other examples such as the Gorgon, which is, again, these are all, like, you think of a mech design and you think of like a chunky guy with like kind of a thick body.
They're really slender.
These are freaky things. Typical Gorgon.
So hang on, these kind of just appeared like...
Essentially, the way that Horus mechs often appear is that someone will be trying to use, I don't know if it's called a fabricator or something, but it's described as printing a mech. So it's a modern fabrication technique.
Yeah.
Very often they'll have printer anomalies where essentially they'll try and print a standard mech and one of these things will come out.
That's sick.
Which you can't operate without a Horus license, which there is no qualification course for. You might just find one.
Nice.
Which, it's so chaos core, and they are some of the coolest tech in the setting. Anyway, they also don't shackle NHPs, and they're very often doing crazy tech shit. If anyone is into the SCP universe, it's very similar to there's a hacker collective in that setting that's also quite similar, where they're just doing insane shit that doesn't make any sense.
Hell yeah.
Mechs are built for hacking and battle control. What exactly its NHPs are an open question. There is another piece of technology that they have control over, which I thought was funny to mention. There are 3 metavaults, which are confirmed in the setting. Metavaults being essentially folded subspace vaults, which are used by Horus. Physical installations with access to folded blink space associated with Horus. Xylotl, which folded in on itself and disappeared. Ecartl, which was redirected into a nearby star. And Dyad, which is broken.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So this group is very chaos core, but also has access to some of the most insane tech available, and whether that has something to do with their blink space tech, debatable. Blink space, though, actually needs a proper explanation. Between 3,130U and 3,200U, the paracausal science became possible after the Deimos event pays off. Blink space is identified and pierced. The technology to create blink fields is developed. The first blink station is built. Specifically, this is blink travel, which is this universe's way of getting around faster than light. It's very similar to 40k. We do a little dip into the alternate dimension, and then we appear...
Skim the warp and wormhole out somewhere else.
Exactly. Gotcha. However, an interesting part of this is exactly how blink space functions, because I'm a nerd. Blink space appears as a complete void to human observers. Not necessarily because it's empty. In fact, there is a repeating sentence from a number of people who are blink kind of attuned, which is, it's busy in there, but you just can't see it.
Oh, I hate that.
Really bad, right?
That feels like an actual nightmare I had recently. You know what I mean?
Like, loud darkness is such a awful concept, and it's a thing that's so common in Lovecraftian stuff. It's delicious. It's not because it's empty, but because of what the core books describe as friction between humans as causal observers and blink space as an alien paracausal space that naturally resists causal perception. You can't see it because it's not built for you. You're not meant to be there.
So fair.
My working theory, and this is what I've fallen on after staring at a bunch of this stuff and trying to make it make sense in my own mind, because there's no formal explanation for how blink space works. It's just, it's another layer of the world, and here's a bunch of stuff that it does. How does any of this make sense? Who knows? But my suspicion is that it's something similar to accessing a fourth dimension. Or something along the lines of like the not the abyss. What's the space in between worlds in D&D? It's not the void or
ethereal.
It's kind of like the ethereal plane. Yeah, the ethereal sea, where it's like this space between worlds. Moving through it lets you shortcut 3-dimensional space because you're folding it. So fourth dimension works there. You don't move through space. You move through space between space. It also works with how NHPs functions, because a mind with access to higher dimensional space doesn't experience time and causality the same way. Shackling is the process of forcing it back to 3D space. But giving it access to run in 4D space, essentially, I'm going off something like many worlds interpretation, where it's this idea of like parallel worlds and it all being at once. If you could have a hard drive that was attuned to all versions of itself in all parallel dimensions, it would have infinite running space, infinite memory, infinite...
Yeah, okay.
And also going through a fourth dimensional world as a 3D person, you like it's just dense blackness of like there's so much information there that it's not perceivable. Anyway, this is my working theory.
Yeah, nice. Yep.
A mind with access to high dimensional space. The 5 voices housed in somewhere in a metafold blink space pocket under Mars since before the fall weren't predicting the future. They were observing it from somewhere else where the future already exists.
I see. That makes sense.
That was my essential idea.
Yeah.
Which, to me, implies that whether Ra is native to that space or is something that retreated there from some completely alien parallel world, I think that it's a viable theory.
I think so.
I think something along those lines is possible.
Yeah.
There is also an interesting note about a nomadic civilization called the Voladores. Sorry, I've only read the book. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Voladores, who spent extended periods actually inhabiting blink space and developed physiological changes as a result. They didn't actually go insane, which is one of the other reasons that I think it's 4D space, because 4D space isn't not occupiable as a 3D creature. It's just not understandable. It's not perceivable.
Okay.
They hold specifically a strict ideological prohibition against the use of paracausal technology as a weapon. And they didn't just write an ethics document about it, they actually removed all trace of how they ever did it.
Okay.
Because my suspicion around this is that something like a paracausal weapon, paracausal here meaning like cause and effect. So, you know, I hit something, something else moves.
Yeah.
Paracausal just means like it doesn't need a cause to have an effect, or they are outscaled or whatever else. My feeling is they developed some sort of paracausal weapon and then went to like fire it at like a battalion or something and accidentally like genocided a because the cause and effect are so disconnected.
Yeah.
Like you could shoot like a tiny little bullet and it would destroy a planet, or like you could shoot a, you know, planet destroying laser and it just gets one guy in the head. Like the cause and effect aren't linked.
Yeah.
It's so unpredictable and so uncontrollable and so devastating if it goes wrong. Like we can't have any trace of this. We've got to remove it, which is great.
You know what?
Yeah. He's dying.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Hell yeah.
As you were.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So that is Blink Space. That is Ra. That is the whole
I had
HP thing. Yeah, go on.
I had it. It's like when you're in Minecraft and you forget to turn off your tool that you use for mining that lets you like one click and delete a whole vein of ores.
Yes.
And then you accidentally mine the cobblestone and the entire world explodes.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, chain mine and just fucking...
Yeah.
I've done that to a couple houses for sure. It's that's along the lines of what I think it is. None of this is like confirmed, but it's all this sort of stuff where I'm like, how does these make sense together? And that's my best guess, is some blend of incomprehensibility, multiple worlds, probability fuckery, alien worlds.
No, that's cool.
Etc.
I like it.
Anyway, this is all of the timeline up until the point of, oh my god, I'm still on the wrong page all the time. But getting back to the timeline, I really do know how to set up my resources ready for the episode, ready to go, and then completely annihilate them as soon as the episode starts, because I want to search up one other thing.
One thing that's irrelevant to the timeline.
Exactly, right? Exactly. A neat point during this particular time, there was a group called, so the Orn, who I've mentioned previously, they were experiencing a bit of a weird time because they had a being appear above their main capital city called Mentat Orn. Mentat Orn appeared before Ra did, but it's a very similar type of entity. Later on, it would be classified as Monist 2, but it's much more of a interactive god. It kind of just sits above them, and that's the reason why they become such a weird religious cult of a civilization, is because they have a giant god hovering above their main city.
You know what? Fair enough. I'd probably be thinking the same.
I think I would, yeah.
Look, if God came down and floated above me, I'd join a Christian or Catholic church.
I'm there. I don't need to be convinced.
Picture this.
I'm picturing.
You're on a street. Before you is a Catholic church, an Anglican church, or a generic Christian, let's say an evangelical,
I mean, evangelical is a way of
evangelic.
proselytizing each of those, but yes.
Yes. Slightly different churches all together.
Yes.
And God is floating above you. And you take one step towards one, and he's just like,
He's folding his arms. He's like,
You take a step toward the other one, and he's like, Take a step towards the other one.
I take a step towards the Scientology building.
Oh, I was going to say take a step towards the liquor store, and he's like,
Honestly, that's my genuine take on religion is like, I respect people who need religion in their life and all that sort of stuff. I believe that if there is a higher creator, he would want me to, he, they, it, whatever. He, they, it, she, whatever.
She, doth, they, the.
She, doth, they, her. I just realized what you said. Damn it. They would have put me on the planet to have a good time. If I'm watching a bunch of little ants run around, am I going to be most entertained by the ants that are staring at me or the ant who's going on a little adventure?
Well, exactly.
I want to go on a little adventure because I think that's what they want to see. That's what she wants to see.
Preach, sister.
Love it. After this particular time, we now have the Union in control of blink space technology.
Yeah.
These are the guys who have this kind of under control. Technically, the Orn have access to it, I think, but they're not as developed as the Union is. An interesting point here is also the fact that the design, the five voices existed before the glitch happened.
Right.
All of them were already running on blink space technology. So this wasn't necessarily like hyper advanced AI accidentally poked a hole through to another universe. It was a thing already.
Yeah, right. Before, yeah.
So there's a lot of weird questions in this setting of like, where was this developed? There's the 5,000 year period of like the apocalypse where all the rich people are hiding in mountains or there's random people settling around other places. There was some insane tech development that was going on. The thing
I really love about this, and I've had to remind myself in this second episode, it is a really, really awesomely well-developed role-playing setting, but it is a TTRPG, meaning that all of these big questions are 100% there, which, I mean, I'm looking at as a long-term DM going, oh, that's such spicy fun I could have with that.
Oh, literally.
Which is a really cool aspect to think about.
They talk about a lot of the core worldians and like the mechs and things like that. And they're like, this is the image we're showing you. They can be whatever you want.
Yeah,
like
100%.
very specifically, they are like,
that's sick.
It's loose. This is the setting in terms of how the systems of the world work.
Sorry, my watch just told me well done for standing up. All I did was slightly strain my legs while I was stretching.
Hey, sometimes I don't wash my hands for long enough and I kind of just rub my hands as I'm walking out of the
Guy
bathroom.
has really bad hand hygiene.
Don't you fucking dare. It showed 1 second when I walked out of the bathroom. I wanted to throw my watch on the ground. Fucking judging me for not washing my hands long enough.
Stinky
29. Boy. Yeah, stinky boy. So,
yes.
Union has the ability to use blink space now. They've managed to create blink gates, which are their new form of teleportation.
Incredible.
Which begins the years 3,200 to 4,599 U, which are the second expansion period. The second expansion period, as run by the Second Committee, begins a massive Union-wide colonization and expansion effort throughout the Orion arm of the galaxy.
Nice.
The Blink network is grown through rapid construction of gates, and billions of colonists are sent out to tens of thousands of worlds over this time. This period represents the single largest movement of human life in recorded history. So this is the period where we're going out to the stars to go get them. The second expansion period runs from 3,200 U to 4,600. They all go out. They just continue. And Seccom, which is the Second Committee, is the shortening version. That's generally what they're called, are still in charge. Anthro-chauvinism, again, is still the doctrines. We're still extremist human cradle-first ideology.
Nice.
For the people of the Union. In 4,500 U, we jump back in. On a jungle world called Hercyian, Union found egregorians. Egregorians.
Egregorians, yeah, this makes sense.
The first confirmed non-human sapient life. Fully intelligent, individually mind, not a hive mind, though they did have a collective memory. They have their own nations, their own conflicts, their own politics, their own stuff. Cool. How do you think our first contact went?
Violently.
One Egregorian nation contracted cholera. from human settlers.
Oh no!
Already weakened, it was attacked by rival factions. Human colonists were drawn to the conflict, and the Second Committee, rather than attempt diplomacy with the first intelligent alien life humanity had ever encountered, deployed TBK.
Did they give them all TB?
Unfortunately not. Total biome kill weaponry. TBK is a procedure combining thermobaric and nuclear systems designed to render an entire planet permanently uninhabitable. It's not a battle, it's a procedure.
Like, amen, that's fucking efficient. But also...
effectively, like a cleaning product, this is cleaning out the biosphere. It's making it...
scum.
Yeah. Listen, we all imagine this... terraforming effort we're going to go through. We're going to make Mars habitable. We're going to fix the atmosphere. We're going to make it habitable for humans. You know what's way easier than making that all stable and work? Nuking it.
Yeah. Here's a question.
Go on.
This might be a more philosophical question than we have time for, but it's more intended as a funny question, I swear. Do you think that having aliens like that,
yes,
that we necessarily shouldn't, but decide to nuke and make them the enemy, how much of an effect do you think that would have on ending racism between humans, you know? Because we can be racist to the bug aliens instead.
I mean, technically, in this setting, we've already been peaceful for a number of years, ever since Union came about, because that's like a human-first ideology, which I would argue that that's not super realistic, because we don't have an enemy necessarily. Which
I feel like there needs to be a common enemy.
There kind of needs to be a common enemy because humans just aren't settled. If we're not fighting other people, we're going to fight ourselves. In which case, that's just But I think that it would help. I think that it would help having an alien enemy. I mean, that's what we're getting at. Is
yeah. Oh my god, you can just imagine the podcast. Now, I'm not saying I hate the bug people, but I just don't think it's right.
It's just silly.
Shared memories, you can't keep secrets. It's crazy.
I'm just going to quickly also grab...
They probably aren't bug people at all. I'm so sorry. My brain is
No, I want to be so real with you. You completely fucking nailed it because this is what they look like.
That's a bug person. You know what? I'd nuke that thing's homeland as well. That looks awful.
The Egregorians are a species of sapient bird/arthropod analogues. Eusocial life forms native to the planet Hercyinia. Upon contact with the Union, Egregorians were the only known form of sapient physical non-human life in existence.
Yeah, great.
It's very good.
They can keep to themselves.
Yeah.
So we murder them.
We absolutely murder the shit out of them. Union adapted their cradle standard approximately. I'm losing my fucking mind. During this, essentially the Egregorians' entire planet is jungle.
Yeah.
So they need to adapt our strategy somewhat. Tank can't go through jungle.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out some other ways to fight things. As such, we created a set of vehicles/tools that were able to better adapt themselves to moving through hostile terrain, something that might be akin more to a sort of human-like movement, something like, some might say, a mech.
Yes, I was going to say a mech would be good at going through a jungle.
Mechanized chassis, as they are, which I think is what it's short for. But yeah, mechanized chassis. Part of this toolkit that was created was the Genghis, a mechanized chassis equipped with the TBK, so Total Biome Kill, Sustain Suite, whose heat dispersal system also functioned as area denial.
Oh.
The Genghis is noted in the lore for causing PTSD in its own pilot.
Nice.
It was designed for riot control.
Yeah.
And it has TBK weaponry.
Yeah.
Riot control.
Yeah.
Big quotation marks.
And named after the biggest conqueror in human history. Nice.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This began the first major deployment of mechs in large-scale conflict. Their effectiveness was demonstrated clearly enough that GMS, General Manufacturing Systems, who is one of the other major manufacturers of the modern setting, began galaxy-wide production of mechanized chassis shortly after. The mech as a standard military unit exists in part because of what happened on Hercyinia.
Damn.
We did a little bit of xenocide. Squashy xenocide.
Just a little bit.
Anyway, Hercyinia, funnily enough, broke the Second Committee.
Fuck yeah.
These guys had been around too long, doing a complete xenocide. Didn't end well. The revolution that had been building, discontent with the scale of expansion, the unresolved Piston 1 situation, which is still going on, and now the acute criminality of the Hercyian Crisis boiled over into widespread popular uprising across Cradle and several galactic core worlds. Union was gripped by civil war.
Oh my god.
The remaining Central Committee members agreed to terms of surrender in 4,591 U. A new stable government was formed in 4,600 U. The Third Committee, Thirdcom.
Thirdcom.
Thirdcom established the Utopian Pillars, Union's founding principles, which were originally founded with Firstcom, abolished under Secondcom, and now are back during Thirdcom, were formally reinstated.
Cool.
All shall have their material needs fulfilled, no walls shall stand between worlds, and no human shall be held in bondage through force, labor, or debt. Don't. Some people want to be held in bondage.
I was just going to say, it sounds like a really good foundations.
Okay.
But...
No! Oh. We both went for a drink at the same time. We can't do this, man. All right. Expansion was halted. Thirdcom decided, we've gone far enough. We've got the entire fucking Orion arm. We've set up blink gates across this entire arm of the Milky Way.
Sick.
We can chill.
Yep.
We can chill.
They didn't chill, did they?
They chilled.
Oh, okay.
In 4,600 U, a man named Harrison I and a number of Seccom loyalists fled to a world called Rash Sharma and established Harrison Armory. The Second Committee became its own little corporation.
Oh, that's cute.
This is the fourth of the manufacturers that we find in the modern setting.
Okay.
They are, funnily enough, really good at making weapons.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
They invade worlds, erase local culture, absorb populations into their corpo state, and then they produce flash clones, humans grown to functional adulthood in under 5 years, who are very, very traumatized and bad at what they do because they're 5-year-olds in adult bodies.
Yep.
They are used as disposable labor and soldiers. In 4,630 U, Harrison Armory came into conflict with the Karakan trade baronies, which is what the Karakan people have become. Over the Dawnline shore, Union brokered peace as a neutral party. Harrison first returned to Cradle to face charges in exchange for Armory's continued sovereignty. They went, hey, take the boss. Get him out of here.
Yep.
The baronies became a member state of the Union, and overall, humanity, Cradle, whoever you want to point the finger at and blame, kind of got away with it. Harrison Armory is one of those type of things. There's a term for this that is used in tech acquisitions where you don't buy the other company, you just hire all of their workers out from under them, and then the company goes bankrupt, and it's like it's avoiding getting debt and stuff like that. This feels very much what Harrison Armory has done with Seccom in terms of like, we're not those guys. We're like, you used to work for them, but they're gone. They're
we poached everyone.
We don't know. We never did Xenocide.
There is a name for that, but I can't think what it is.
I gotta lock in. Finally, we arrive going from 4,630 U, which is our last touch point, to 5,016 U, which is the game that the year that the game takes place.
Oh, sick.
Thirdcom has been governing for around 400 years. It is genuinely trying to be a post-scarcity utopia, which it was always supposed to be, but it's having difficulty because people are people. Piracy exists.
Yeah, of course.
You know, the further you get from Union space, the harder it is to dictate all this, especially as the distance are now hundreds of light years. The utopian pillars are in effect, though, and broadly things are quite good for the central systems. It is also the heir to everything that came before it, having blink technologies and all the other advantages that were created, as well as all of the infrastructure of the various corporations that surround them. Piston 1 is still in transit.
Yep. The rocks are still coming.
In 5,000 U's, an Ornic Crusade fleet appeared in an area of space called Boundary Garden, and the Second Distal War began, with a blink gate lost to hostile action for the first time in history. Harrison Armory, the Seccom, is still operating. The Long Rim, the stretch of space between the nearest blink gate and the Dawnline shore, with almost no habitable planets, its derelict stations and contested ground, is where much of the active conflict is in this setting. Essentially giving us like a no man's land to do combat in. The adventure module, No Room for Wallflower, which is probably one of the best entry points if this episode or the previous one has convinced you that you want to play this, is set on Hercyinia, dealing directly with the aftermath of the genocide and what Thirdcom is and isn't going to do about it.
Nice.
The module's own tone warding is, I'll just quote here, it's going to get really fucking dark.
Yep.
It's just, yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the aftermath of a genocide and we're in big mechs.
Yeah.
A Lancer pilot operates in the gap between what the Union wants to be and what it is, which is where the game lives. 5,000 years of history. 6,000 years of history. 6,000? No. 11,000 years of history.
Crazy.
Sorted. Humanity collapsed, rebuilt, felt guilty, expanded, found neighbors, fought them, accidentally manifested God, made a deal with it, got faster than light travel, first encounter with aliens, killed them all, collapsed again, and now is trying very carefully to be better.
Yes.
The machinery of everything that came before is still running. The strikes are still in transit. The war is still going. The 3 traumas that we talked about in the first episode are still very pertinent in the memory of Union. The machinery is still running, Somewhere under the ice of Mars, 5 ancient machines are still running their simulations.
Nice.
And somewhere out there in the blink space, Ra waits.
The moon is watching.
We don't know what they're modeling now, but it can only be good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what they are modeling, though? And this is canon. Your campaign. One of the fun notes that I found in here is
that's
that
really cool.
GalSim has records of like non-canonical / simulated versions of how things play out, and that is how the writers say everything is technically canon, no matter what you play.
Yeah,
it's just one of the simulations that's been stored on a server rack somewhere in Mars.
That's really cool.
Which is really cool. I love it having like a final resolution of like, yeah, there's like a true timeline for sure, but like everything you do is being simulated and therefore exists in this world.
That's really cool.
It's a good time.
That's a really cool fucking TTRPG setting.
Thank you for all of that. Thank you, Ash, for suggesting it. This was a banger. I did not even know this existed, and it has also opened my eyes to the fact that I can do so many different RPG settings. Honestly. I bought Tales from the Loop fucking 2016. It's 10 years ago now.
Damn.
And it's got some good shit.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Good shit.
That's awesome.
That's all.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you, Ash. And if you want to join our tribe of patrons and request an episode, you can do that at patreon.com/livingbythelaw. But on that note, to thank our patrons, we have our high law keepers, the highest of the mighty, Josh from Maine, Lord Simeon the Rotund, Jack Ocelot, and then our prestige law keepers, Blix Bandit, Bong the Bard, Metalhead Swifty, Lucathy, Justin Gilbert, Kobe, Ike, Ash, big shout out to Ash again, Schmoof, our other big shout out because they're a new patron, welcome Schmoof, Jake from Norway, Leon, Mulkey, wow, I was doing so well.
You're doing great.
Dan Dubs, Josh, and I've gone into the novice tier already. Jacob from Norway is the start of our novice tier, then we have Leon Mulkey, then we have Dan Dubs, then we have Josh II, then we have American Recluse, then we have Penny, then we have It's Girlier Time, then we have Leodor, then we have Red Hood, then we have Morris Frost, then we have Sub-Zero, then we have Rain, then we have Drake.
Thank you to all of our patrons for supporting us. You keep us here, you keep us bright, and you keep us with the lights on and everything we get done.
Yeah, and just think, if you keep joining our Patreon, one day you might make me run out of air live on air. That's never happened before.
That's never happened thus far.
And it's one day.
I will say, I need to say that Leon also needs to, I mean, he's novice by the Patreon tier, but he's not novice in the shit that he gets up to in the Discord, because he's currently, I think, building like a, Fallout has the like watch thingies.
Yeah.
Pip-Boy.
Yeah,
he's building one of those.
That's sick.
Which
oh my
I was
god!
Seeing that post in the Discord the other day, I was like, yes, we have the best nerds.
Yeah, we do have the best nerds. But thank you. And if you enjoyed our episode, you can also support us in other ways. Give us a rating and a review. Give us a like and a comment. And every star that you give us in your rating is a member of the Oracle group that will serve you.
Hell yeah.
A voice of the Oracle Chorus.
I'm going to get if you rate 5 stars, you get the Oracle Chorus on site.
Pretty good.
Which is crazy. Every star that you rate us is another... I had a really bad one.
You were going to say another genocide you can commit.
I was going to say another genocide. I was going to say another genocide that your people have learned from.
Yeah.
And that you are now living in the benefited utopian society that has passed that sort of
Could you say
awful...
you passed the filter?
You passed the filter, and now you are the supreme beings who get to rule the world. Let's go!
Let's go.
And as your society finally brings together the peace accords, and you, tired and sweaty from the most insane negotiations of your life, settle down for the evening for your plate of rehydrated slop from your spaceship.
Yummy, yummy.
We say, good evening.
And as the slop wakens you again from your slumber,
You in the last couple days?
Yeah, literally.
Goddamn.
The slot wakens you from your slumber in your isolation chamber. It's really me. You say, "Sayonara, Lancer."
As you flush out the slop
bad
into
juju
the space.
of the genocide.
Sayonara slop. Sayonara Lancer.
No, Lancer's sick. That was awesome.
That was good. I genuinely went into it
fucking...
and I was like, cool mechs. And then I was like, they're talking about a math god. What the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Living by the Law. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave a review, tell your friends, and if you're feeling extra generous, become an official lawkeeper by joining our Patreon today. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Living by the Law. All links are in the description, and thank you in advance. We have been, and always will be, Living by the Law. Thank you for your company, and good night.